Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Wounds to Wisdom podcast. I'm your host, George, and this is Bern.
Yeah.
So where have you come from? So we don't actually know any. Well, just tell us a bit about.
Well, I was raised half and half in the city, Brisbane City, and half on a farm. My grandparents had cattle property up north in Tansy, and I was a rat bag in the city. So, like a full rat bag. Like, had a wonderful time with all the homeless people and the gothics and the punks in the city.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was very young.
You would have learned a lot.
Oh, I did. It was a good time, but not, good at the age I was, So
No judgment. I think
no judgment.
We do everything
honestly,
for
it was
a reason.
A fabulous time.
Yeah.
But, yes, it diverted me. I did live with my grandparents on the farm for a few years.
Were you exiled?
I was exiled, babe. And it was wonderful because I loved that life. I was Pa's girl, always on the horse, mustering. And
you needed that grounding.
Oh, yes, I did. It was wonderful. It was perfect.
Yeah. And a loving environment.
Environment.
Good, honest living.
And my grandmother was a school teacher at the school too, so she knew all the good kids and the rat bags. So I couldn't hang out with all the cool people, which are the ones that I liked. So, but even that journey, it veered me, because I was bullied quite a lot.
Okay.
In primary school, high school.
Is that why you tended to run?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
When you're bullied.
Oh, God, yeah.
You find
we don't know how to deal with it, do we? But when you actually, as I said before, when you actually learn that everything happens for you, not to you, you can begin to put things into better perspective and ask, what do I need to learn out of it? Why is this happening?
That's right.
So that I can learn what I need to learn.
But usually you don't know. You don't have the life skills to understand that at a young age.
And your poor parents, they're only doing what their parents do. We kind of tend to recycle the patterns,
like
don't we?
Happening to you because, and I understand it now, but I do tend to reflect people's darkness.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mirror. I mirror their darkness.
Yeah.
And at a young age, when you're having people project their envy or whatever, or their, whatever.
Yeah.
At a young age, I thought it was mine. The words were mine. The words they gave me was mine.
Yeah.
I really believed them because I was such an open-hearted, sensitive creature.
Yeah.
And I love all creatures, great and small. I really did. It hit my heart and it broke it, smashed it.
Do you think? I think that's got a lot to do with people who get bullied. They are the softer ones, because I got bullied as well.
Yeah,
and not overly, because I had 7 brothers and I don't think anybody dared touch me.
Yes,
but there was bullying there, and I do believe it is the more sensitive ones, or the ones that are really pretty, or the ones that are really charismatic, or the ones that are really popular. Tend to get really bullied.
Yeah, they do.
And it's difficult for you to process those emotions.
Yeah. So I was blessed to get shipped off to the farm, and but then it happened there at that school. So it was almost like, and this was a step through my life. I had to learn these lessons of being outcasted, and it allowed me to connect with nature more at that age.
Yeah.
Because I'd come home from school, I'd get the dogs and get my horse, and we'd go over to my auntie's, and we'd just, be at one in the creek, and we'd,
nature's
wonderful.
A great healer, isn't it?
Nature is nurture.
Did you find your voice?
Not
until usually about bullying is all about sticking up for yourself.
Yeah, no, I didn't find my voice until probably when I left my ex-husband.
Wow.
And I'm 42. So when I was 40.
Wow,
yeah. And I even look back on friendships that I had over the years, and there were people that always tried to. They were quite bossy.
Yeah.
They were bossy friends.
Yep.
Because
they could.
They could.
You would just
I forgive them. Because I love them. Because I forgive. I'm a big forgiver.
Yeah.
And I don't judge, and I understand. and I forgive and I forgive and I forgive.
Yeah, but at your expense.
At my expense.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'm happy to be a punching bag.
No, it's not.
Look, no.
It's not.
Oh, no. Bern, I am. I'm fucking grateful because now I'm in this state of being.
Yeah.
I would not be who I am. And right now I am not who I was.
But that whole searching and trying to find yourself, I know George had a difficult time with that as well. Do you want to talk on that at all?
I think what I was going to say before is that I relate a lot to you in terms of the bullying. And what I found was that when you're such a bright light, even at such a young age, it just seems to attract all the lower negative energies to you.
It has to, darling, because you don't shine in the light, do you? You only shine in the darkness.
Yeah, because that's what I found. I was like, when I was bullied heavily for almost the entirety of us living in Townsville, like until we moved, it was just bullying nonstop. And I could not understand why. And Mum was like, oh, they're just jealous, you know. But it doesn't make the situation any better at the time.
Back then I had no idea how to help you because you really shut down too and really gone right into yourself. And like we went down the psychologist path and all that type of stuff.
And the meds.
Yeah, and the antidepressants. It just, for me, it was a really difficult time to navigate as a parent, let alone as the person being
this
bullied.
Is your baby. Yeah, your child.
Yeah.
Hurting, screaming, but you couldn't hear her because she closed
I could
all the
hear her
doors.
all right. I knew it was happening, but she didn't. I don't think you knew how to express it.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at the whole journey I've been through and the last 9 months of living here, it's only now that I've come to the realization of, oh, I actually absorb everyone's energies that I come in contact with. I have no boundaries.
Yes.
I have
Don't know
no
how to
psychic
observe.
hygiene.
You only absorb.
And
I love that, the psychic hygiene, protection.
But I have none of it.
Yeah.
None of it. I am an open book and I absorb and transmute everyone I come in contact with. And I've only realized that, 4 months ago? But it was not something that was even like thought of way back when I was like 12 years old and feeling all of these horrible, horrible things that led to like self-harm.
Oh, yes.
But to now look back and go, actually, none of those things that I was feeling were even mine.
No.
It was just everything that I was absorbing on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And again, this is where we have to teach our children to understand this. And
But not just our children. I don't think most adults know
they do
that. Because I know Chelsea, when she calls me now, my other daughter, when she calls me, the first thing I'll say to her, because she'll go, this happened, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll go, stop, 3 deep breaths into your belly. Now, ask yourself, is this yours? And she'll go, oh, no, it's not. Okay, thanks, bye.
Exactly.
Why would you not do that for yourself?
Simple.
Because you'll get that whole body going, no, that's not mine. Why? I was perfectly fine 5 minutes ago, and then I walked into a room and there was a lot of unseen shit going on, and you absorb that. And then, because we're all energy.
We are, darling.
We are made up of thousands and thousands of tiny, tiny little atoms of energy. So we're going to pick up that type of stuff. But I didn't know that to tell her that. And like same with you, when you were growing up, I'm sure that did you have parents that were that way inclined?
My mother was wonderful because my mum and dad had separated.
Yep.
And so I had quite good guide, like mum's wonderful, and dad's fabulous, and we, me and dad.
Don't get us wrong. Our parents are absolutely beautiful.
Right. Again, everybody's on their own.
Deal the best way they possibly can with what they've been given.
Darling. And again, as I said, we don't own our children. We don't come here to walk their path.
No.
We come here to birth them into this world so then they can do whatever they need to do to give the gift of their best being and light to give to the world. You know, that's our purpose.
Yeah.
And so I had to go through all that I did. Again, and I have full gratitude for everything. Like I look back and some days I fucking go, I hate "Gee, I fucking hate this world. Why would you do this to me? Like, I'm trying, you know." And then I go, "No,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. Thank you."
Yeah.
And even saying I'm so grateful, I feel like just fucking punching myself in the face. Going, "Why are you fucking grateful? Well, look what they did to you."
Yeah.
You know? But you got to just soften into it and breathe. Go in nature. And I did a lot of that. I did a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
A lot of fury-related release, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
And I traded my voice for my fury. You know, I couldn't speak. I had no voice. I screamed that much. And I traded it, you know, to release the pain.
Yeah.
And that's how I alchemized it, was through my fury.
Yeah.
And just that in itself, I met those parts of myself. I would never have met that if I hadn't experienced all that I experienced. And now I can hold space with people. I can sit with people and come from a complete place of understanding. Complete understanding. When I say I understand, I understand. I felt where you've been. I know.
It's amazing when you actually begin to look at your life and pull it apart. Like I did it in a different way. I did it by writing and I'd actually come up with a really cool
Design.
Design, to be able to help you deal with your stories of your life, your threads of your life. And that's basically how I sort of come up with it. But doing it, I know there were days where I would sit in my office and I'd just bawl my eyes out because I hadn't dealt with certain threads in my life. And when I pulled those threads and actually wrote about them, it was like, holy shit, the whole realisation of some of the things that shape you and shape how you show up in the world.
It's like knitting, isn't it? You're knitting yourself back together.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea. Like, I thought my greatest teacher was my mother, but my greatest teacher was actually my father, and it's what he didn't say because he wasn't a man who actually spoke very much and a man of the land as well. So he was my greatest teacher, and it wasn't until I wrote that story I was like, holy shit. I had no idea. I'm getting full body chills at the moment.
And that's your father.
Hey, Dad.
What's his name?
Des.
Fuck off. My father's name is Des.
No way. Yes, Lewis Desmond Langdon he was.
I love. Good old Des.
So, but it was that having 7 brothers, it was like he had that natural inclination and was able to talk with the boys and communicate. Yeah. I don't think he had any idea how to deal with it.
Only girl?
No, I had 3 elder sisters, 6
children.
Boys, and then another boy, 11 children.
11 babies. Your mother, what a vessel.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. But, so it's interesting when we actually start to look at our stories and really process them, where the lessons come from, because, you know, this one taught me all about self-love. Yes. So I had her out of wedlock. Yes. And that wasn't so bad in my day and age. It was okay. Telling Mum was a bit of a... But
like Brides of Christ,
then I realised Mum had one. Well, not had one. Mum got pregnant out of wedlock. Yes. And then Mum's mum, Nana, also got pregnant out of wedlock. Back then I could only imagine what it would have been like to try those skeletons splits. So for me, the lessons, she taught me how to self-love. Dad was taught me to have a voice, taught me to self-love myself before I look for that validation outside of me. So, and it was a big lesson.
Yeah, self-love is a big lesson. And that's where we should start, you know, self-love.
Oh, totally.
And I think this is important to teach our babies, teach our children is self-love. Because once you love yourself sick, all that projection and all the absorption... You can step out, you can walk into a crowd of people and not feel any of it.
Make a difference.
Once you love yourself that much and you go, not mine.
I think that's where I'm at now. I'm actually able to go, my monkey, my tribe, but not my problem.
Love. Yeah.
So, but I think it comes back to the teachers, if we want to come back to where you were at, the teachers on your And you were saying about your mum and your dad.
Yes, yeah. So their separation, you know, it was. I mean, what separation is wonderful? There isn't, and it's quite difficult. It's high emotions. Your whole world's being turned upside down. Everything's changing, and it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to go, you know what? It's not about us. It's about our baby. If you've got children. And, you know, obviously I'm not saying it's easier if you don't have children, but at least you can just sever it and walk away. But when you've got babies, you know, this is when you've got to say, it's not about us anymore. It's about showing our children.
I think there's a big difference there, because back when probably that was happening, I found people don't talk about it. They didn't want to put it onto their children. They didn't want to show all the emotions and all the feelings. Whereas that's what actually, when you're sheltering your child from that, you're sheltering them from wonderful lessons where in resilience, in love, in processing and trying to make sense of things by being vulnerable in front of them. Most of us try to brush it under the carpet so that we don't show them that, to save them from that. But you're actually doing them an injustice because they need that. They need that in their lives to learn. How do we learn?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
How to regulate our emotions and process them.
Yeah.
So these days I am seeing a lot of divorces doing the amicable approach, where they're
getting
both
a lot better.
Yeah,
it's getting a lot better.
Yeah,
definitely.
But big lessons, obviously, back then.
Ginormous. and that was their lessons, you know. And then my lessons came more with my separation with my ex-husband.
Yeah.
So, and I thank my mother and father for teaching me the things to do and the things not to do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's was the whole point of that. You know, that was the lessons that I was meant to learn. That's why it was so hard in the times it was.
Did that make a big difference in terms of how you got children?
I've got children. Yeah. So I have a 9 and a 6-year-old.
Okay.
Daughters, and absolutely. And I was like a dog with a bone, that I wanted to make sure, try and keep it as pleasant and kind as possible.
Yeah.
You know, for their sake.
Yeah.
And because it was 2 years ago. So Molly, my youngest, was 4, so she was quite little, and Ivy was 7. So you know, the power of 7. So I was very.
It's hard.
determined.
Those age brackets are really difficult to process
it
things,
is.
because I know. I think George was 5 or 6, and Chelsea was only 2.
Yes.
When my husband fell ill, well, you say fell ill, he had PTSD from army, being in the army.
Yeah.
So when he first went down, you know, there was suicide attempts because he had no idea what was going on. But I was trying to shelter them from the experience. But you know, now I kind of think, you know, being able to sit down and explain to them, Dad's not well today. He's not feeling good. He's, you know, whatever was going on, I think would have been better.
Yeah.
Well, it comes out now that there's unresolved, like, subconscious trauma from that. That even though I don't even remember the experiences of that time in my life, that still had an impact on me subconsciously.
Absolutely.
And so you go, well, if we had been able to talk about it openly and honestly, then that, you know, maybe would have helped that more.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that whole. As a child, we don't know how to process big emotions. So if our parents don't teach us how to do that, to regulate our emotions and to process them and talk about them, then we do end up just bottling it all up, and then either you know, blows up one day or totally. Yeah. So I think that you know, it's that whole hindsight of what I know now if I had known back then.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for it.
That's
That's all
right.
in the learning.
Yeah.
Trusting in the process of it all, you know?
Yeah. And being able to know now that
Yeah.
I'm changing things with my children so that I don't perpetuate those cycles or those
Yeah.
patterns with the next generation.
Exactly.
That makes
That's
my heart
the
sing.
evolution. That's right.
That makes my heart sing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So good on you for doing the same,
Yes.
because that's what you're doing with your children.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important. It really is.
So what would be your biggest lesson in your lifetime then?
Self-fucking love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-fucking love. And I'm telling you right now, I did not love myself.
Yeah.
I did not love myself. And not in a sense of I had no self-hate at all. I just fucking didn't love myself. I had no confidence. I always searched for other people's praise.
Yeah.
I always, asked, should I do this? Should I do that? I was always asking.
Yeah.
Trying to get,
Validation.
what would you do? What would you?
Yeah.
I didn't even know myself. No idea who I was. I was so disconnected. from
Love
myself.
that you said that.
So
I
disconnected.
didn't even know myself.
Yeah.
If you ask people who are you,
Yes.
they have no idea.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that is what I am all about.
Yeah.
I ask every person I meet,
Yeah.
who are you?
And you know what? That question
I
too.
love it.
Burn. Like if you asked me, I know myself that much. I wouldn't know where to fucking start.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Because I know that much of myself. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary.
So now, when you get to that point, then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
What do I do with this?
What parts of that
Yeah.
do I want to share with the world? What parts of
darling.
that do I? Are my
Yes.
gifts? Are my talents?
Yes. Well, some things should stay sacred. Some
Yeah.
things should stay sacred, especially when you do the work. But also, how I found myself love was through touch.
Yeah.
Through touch.
Yeah.
And you've seen my shop. I
Yeah.
sell beautiful
Yeah.
crystal wands. I connected to my portal, my pussy portal.
Yeah.
And, that's where the creative energy flows.
Yeah.
That's to me my energy, because I am who I am and I'm all about touch and feel.
Yeah.
That's like my love language. And so I did. I got to know Shani.
Yeah.
I got to know myself in the forest.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I live on acreage, so I've got lots of lovely sit spots. And I did. I got to really find myself that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And
A lot of women, it's a
so
very
wonderful.
taboo
Like the wild
subject.
woman.
Like,
Yeah.
people don't talk about that.
Oh,
It's
but-
like
yes.
you and Chelsea would get on really well.
No.
She's always talking.
No, I was just about to say the similarities between us are astounding. But it also showcases that like women don't have connections with their sexuality.
And why? Because when you're young, you're taught, like when you're a little girl or whatever.
Don't touch
and you-
that.
Don't touch
Don't
that.
do that.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Don't do that.
Don't touch that. My daughter, I've got 2 daughters. I'm blessed with 2 daughters. So, and my eldest, she's 9. And I remember what I was like at fucking 7. And she's, she's very powerful and she's a lot like myself. And I learned, darling, privacy of your room. You can do that. It's your body. I love
Yep.
but in your room.
Yep.
Because, that's for you
I
and yourself.
found I probably would have been that person going, back when they were little.
Yes.
But now I had the opportunity to help just look after my great nephew.
Yes.
And he was completely different. And he was touching himself one day, and I'm like, that feels good, huh? He's like,
exactly.
I'm like, yeah. And it was funny because
body.
Craig, my husband, sort of looked at me as I just like,
Yes.
are we talking about this?
Yes.
Yes, we're talking about this. This is perfectly normal.
Self-love.
Correct.
I think that's the
right.
biggest thing for me is that like I personally felt that my body was shameful.
Shameful,
Yeah.
darling. That's right.
And that I couldn't express
Yes.
myself that way. You cover up, you don't touch yourself. And then
Yes.
like going into, a loving and safe relationship, you then have all of these disconnects where, sex is sex and it's not a connection in any sort of way. And then, there's a lot of...
Yes.
So you learned different from that.
Yes, yes. No, but like...
Sex is a connection.
No,
it is a sacred
into
act.
that.
Sacred act.
Yeah.
And it is, darling. And this is another thing I want to add. Be careful with your portals, my darlings, because... energy goes where energy flows.
Correct.
And if you allow cock in your pussy, I'm allowed to say cock, aren't I?
Yes, you can say whatever you want.
Whatever.
Anything.
So, you can transfer the energy of whatever he's carrying, And I'm not talking just about his fucking semen.
No, I've had clients
it's dangerous.
who have actually are very wary of that and have chosen partners that were quite toxic.
Yes.
And then had not problems, had lessons to learn from that.
Yes.
And yes, it's all energy. If you're choosing to just have one night stands with people that you don't even know, you don't know what you're dabbling in.
Right.
And I'm not talking about STDs or things like that. I'm talking about
energetically.
Energy.
Yeah. I think for me, I'm really proud of my daughters. I don't think they ever went down my track because, yes, I did do the one night stands.
Oh, I did too.
A couple of them, not a lot, but I did do.
Yeah.
I'm a product of that.
You were a holiday romance.
Oh, darling,
that I thought was
I own
amazing. That was going to go somewhere, and then I found out he had a wife and 2 children. No, that was never going to go anywhere. But you were the best
you got
thing.
The gift out.
Hey, massive gift.
I own it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But I
Pull
think
me on my shit. I love you.
Oh, so beautiful.
I think because as females we're not taught, I suppose, to love our bodies at a young age.
It's shame.
Then,
sacred our bodies are.
Yes,
darling.
yes.
And if you're taught at a young age not to touch it, it's disgusting, don't touch it. Well, when you do go and have sex, you've got this man who really wants to touch it. You're like, oh my God, touch it. Love it. Because I'm not allowed to.
But not in a good way.
Yeah.
But in a toxic way.
Yeah.
In a need, because I haven't been able to express myself through that because I was told not to. So.
But it's been a taboo subject for a very, very long time. Because the minute I know, and I'm going to be really raw and honest here, I know when you said cock and pussy or something, my whole body
I
just
felt it.
recoiled.
I felt it.
And I'm like, fuck, can she say that on the podcast? And then I was like, oh my God, you've come way too far to be recalled from something like that.
Yeah.
But that is an old instinct because that would have been how the reaction was in passed down that you didn't talk about.
And I'm sure a lot of listeners probably coiled back at those words, which is good. That's a trigger.
Yeah.
And that means you need to go and play with yourself. That's what that means.
You heard it here first. Go and play with yourself.
Or you can buy a crystal wand from Essential Spell.
There you
go.
Shameless plug there.
we love that. Yes,
We will put all of the details on below anyway. But I think it's important to learn that because self-love begins by knowing yourself inside and out.
Yes.
And that to me it's really important because that also from self-love comes self-assurance.
Yes.
And that's very, very powerful in when you're feeling flapped around in the world by all the different things. You should be doing this, you should be doing that, all the obligations and expectations placed upon us. It's when we know ourselves here at our cause, that's when we can actually go, no, I don't think I will do that. Or no, I'll pass on that. Thank you very much. You know, we tend to be more aligned to who we are.
Yeah, that's right.
And as a woman, just having the confidence to say no and not the obligation of, I should.
Which is what we've totally got brought up with. You just never said no. Like I had an uncle that was ick and he would it was never outrightly sexual, but it felt gross. And he'd tap you on the butt or he'd just brush past you and it was gross. And my mother was like, don't be so rude. You say hello to, and I'm just like, and now if I had my children now, it's like, no, you don't like them. That's perfectly fine.
Darling.
I will make the excuse for you saying, she's shy today or whatever. Now it's like there's no way in the world. Children have an incredible instinct when it comes to other people.
Yes.
Let them tell you. Listen
darling.
to them.
And they're the clean canvas. They come out and they're energetically pure.
Yep.
And beautiful.
Yep.
And then we're the dickheads that decide to mess it all up.
Yep.
So let's not mess it up.
I don't know that it's messing it up. I think it's perpetuating cycles that we actually probably don't even know that we have.
And when you don't know better, you can't do better.
We actually review our lives, which is the process I've come up with. Review our lives and look at what's actually yours and what's not yours.
Yeah.
The amount of times I went, oh shit, that's mum's. Oh shit, that's mum's.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's that's it. It's incredible when you finally sit down and you feel so much lighter after just throwing everything out of the backpack that's not aligned to you. You go, holy shit.
Yeah. But Bern, why the fuck do you have to get to the point to carry a heavy backpack around to sift through and go, is this mine? What was this? Oh, that was theirs. Oh, this is, fuck. Imagine not even having to carry a fucking backpack.
Yeah.
And being taught from a young age to have all these wonderful tools and
I
be empowered to oneself.
think that is and truly, there's a lot of people out there now really teaching younger children. That is happening. That's in the work. Even just by doing, like, I'm a true believer. You do the work. Everything every person you come in contact with, that will be a ripple effect out into the world, and you will create humanity's evolution by just having your own inner revolution.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm all about. So it starts here.
Yes.
When you do you, everybody else will do them. Don't worry about everybody else. You just worry about you.
That's right. Everyone do the work.
Yeah.
Do your work.
And don't project. Don't project your shit onto other people. Be an observation of what you're actually coming out of your mouth or what you're actually doing. Because I know yesterday Georgia said, what did you do? There was something, you were whinging and bitching about the chocolate, and I'd had 2 pieces of chocolate. And I came out and I was just like, and I reacted.
She came out looking for a fight, and I was like, holy fuck. Whoa.
And I thought, and I said my piece and I walked away and I said, I'm sorry, I thought the groceries was for everybody. And, did the whole, and then I walked away, spat my dummy, walked away, and I was just cleaning out the linen cupboard, and I was like, as I was doing it, I was thinking, I'm like, that was really reactive of me. Why did that? And I'm like, I've got a pain in my back. There's a bit of pain going on. Did she deserve that? Maybe this much. No, she didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve any of it. So I went back in and I said, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I'm sorry,
Love.
But the groceries are for everybody.
Love. That's
So
right.
it's that showing that you lead by example.
Yes.
So yes, that wasn't good. I apologise for that. But the groceries are for everybody.
That's right. That's right.
So that's how we change.
That's right.
And it's just one thing at a time.
Yeah. Yes.
So enough about us.
Let's go over here.
It's fucking fabulous.
Let's go back over here.
Oh,
so if you could tell me one thing that would make a big difference to someone else's life that you have learnt in your lifetime. Take your time to think about it, because we learn a lot of things. I find we have certain things, big lessons in our life. I'm wondering if you've got to that point where you know what they are.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like I have. And I'm probably going to be like you and go and clean the linen closet and go and make the mistake of not listening to myself. But definitely stop listening to everybody else and start listening to yourself. Start talking to yourself and talk out loud to yourself.
Yep.
You know.
We do in our house.
That isn't fucking crazy.
Yep.
Talk to yourself.
Yep.
Don't forget, you are the one that has been in your body, in your vessel, in your psyche, in your emotions. You've walked every step of your life and every moment. You, not your mother, not your sister, not your best friend, not your lover.
It's your life.
You've been there from the moment you took a breath out of your mother's pussy and you to the moment that you are in now, you know, listen to yourself. Start listening to yourself. But listen to your heart. Don't listen to your fucking head.
Yeah.
Because this is a decompartmentalised box of noise and you do need to sift it. You do need to clean it out. It is covered in dust. So do
and
the
old,
work.
outdated dogmas.
I know, but do the
Beliefs
work.
and values.
Do the work and listen to yourself. Listen to your inner knowing, you know. That's my main advice. Stop listening to everybody else, you know.
How's that going for you?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I am. I'm doing a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a reminder every day. Like I'm
Totally.
like this.
Yeah.
My experience.
I think we all are, aren't we?
It's
That
great.
ultimately that
It's
is
a
life.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You just got to hold on.
Yeah.
You know.
But enjoy the moments. Enjoy life. That's what we're here for. We're meant to actually have a wonderful life.
Find joy in the moments.
I found it really difficult in the beginning to find faith. Now, I come from a religious background from the Catholic faith, and I always refuted that because I always couldn't understand why such a huge I'm going to say business
Organisation,
yes.
that could be so massive and so profitable, and we still have homeless, and we still have people sleeping on the streets and going without food.
Yes.
So it never sat right with me, and I always was very envious of my mother's faith. She had an incredible faith, and she just believed, and it was like, how do I get that? How do I cultivate faith? And I found I couldn't do that until I actually began to understand why I did the things I did.
Yes.
Because until I actually went, okay, yeah, that's me. Why do I actually do that? I could then understand whether I'm reacting, whether I'm getting triggered from it, or whether it was even mine to begin with.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't even mine, I don't need to give it another second of thought. It's like gone. Whereas if I'm being triggered by it, there's something in me that needs for me to take a deeper look at it. And I find that that's my rule of thumb now.
Yes.
If I get triggered, it's like, okay, why am I being triggered, and what is it that I need to learn from this so that I can stop being so triggered by it?
That's right.
And is there a thread there that is unresolved from my life stories? But as I did that, my faith grew and grew and grew and grew, and now I'm so staunch in my faith that I don't need any external validation, or I don't need to tell myself everything's great, or I don't need, I do gratitude anyway, but everybody says, yeah, fake it till you make it, do the gratitude, do this. Whereas I honestly, if you actually begin to just do the work, you actually begin to feel more faith, more belief in that the whole divine plan is beautiful. It works really, really well, depending upon what your life filter is.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
You're looking at life from the filter of your life experiences.
That's right.
And that, be it negative, good, bad, whatever your experiences are, that's how you'll see the world, perceive the world.
That's right.
So
Perception.
I think everything.
Perception's interesting. It's a very interesting factor into our psyche. What do we perceive? You know, it's like a muse standing in a room, and you've got 10 different artists around, and they're all painting it from a different vantage point, but their perception is all different.
Totally.
You know, and that's what we are. We all have different perceptions.
And we're meant to. We're not meant to be the same. We're meant to be individuals with our own gifts and talents that we bring forth, that we uncover and cultivate and bring forth.
And the uncovering is hard. It's fucked. It's terrible. I tell you what.
Well, it's underneath all the layers of influence and goddamn, learn what we've been taught or handed down or learnt or influenced by. Yeah.
It's definitely a process that you've got to want to do.
Yes, babe.
Because some days are really fucking hard and you just cry the whole fucking day.
And it's good to cry. You don't cry.
And
release.
Realising that crying is okay.
Wonderful. I love
Yeah.
it.
The first couple of cries when I did it in my office, it was like, got it all, and went outside and it was like, nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And then I thought, what am I teaching them if I can't show my vulnerability?
Yes.
So I would come and Craig be like, oh, what's wrong? What's going on? I'm like,
The fixer.
And you're like, get used to it. I'm kind of coming out like
with
this all
my
the time.
daddy issues.
Yeah, I
He's like,
love-
come
how
here,
fucking
babe.
beautiful.
But it was able to show them that it's okay. and then
it's
once you let it go, oh my God, the liberation you feel, it no longer comes back and taps you on the shoulder in the most inconvenient times.
Yes.
But that's also comes back to what have we learnt about being vulnerable.
Yes.
You just don't do it.
You don't.
Brush that shit under the carpet.
Yes, you don't.
And that's one of the things I've really, like our Sunday night dinners, well, they're not Sunday anymore, they're Tuesday nights now, our family dinners.
Yes.
They get wild. They
Yes.
just, like, there's no, in our household, nothing is off limits.
love.
Everything is talked
How
about.
beautiful.
Everything. Well, Craig might have a different idea
He'll
about
be
that.
okay.
Because when we start to talk about girly parts and
Is
bits
that
and
your
pieces,
lover?
that's my husband.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's
he
good.
sort of sits there and goes, I don't want to know about my daughter's pink pants. And it's just like,
I know.
he's learning
That's right.
to also let go of those inhibitions.
Yes.
Well, this is the person that does nudie runs.
Oh, I love.
He's so comfortable in his own skin,
I
but it's so,
love it.
I'm like, oh my God, did you hear what happened with my vagina? He goes, vagina? No. No vaginas. No.
Oh, George!
Oh, I love. Oh, George.
So he's learning how to let that go. And the older they get, the
Absolutely.
more he's like, okay, all right, well, this isn't so bad. And then poor Joel, which is George's partner, he's just sort of come in eyes wide, because he always knew he was been coming for 7 years before he got married for family dinners, so he knew what he was getting in. But he chimes in now.
Good.
And
He loves it though. He loves being able to have the open conversations. And it's teaching him now that I'm more accepting of my very large emotions and more open with them, showing him that, hey, I'm crying and I'm having a release. That doesn't mean you need to fix me.
I love.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything,
Yes.
but sit here with me and hold space for me. And I'm just going to cry. And that's okay.
Yeah, give me a hug.
You almost
Be a leaning post.
you almost hit that magpie on the road, and that made me upset. I'm going to cry now, and that's okay.
Not passive aggressive.
I didn't mean to do it. I swear, I didn't hit him. Then he goes into that fix it mode, and
But that's okay, because I just, obviously, it's just triggered me,
right.
and I just need to cry for a little bit. You don't have to fix
You
it.
just felt the magpie's stress. That's all.
It's
Just
fine.
taking that on. So
I think that's the biggest lesson for me, though, is that as a female, my big emotions are okay.
yes.
I'm able to feel and express those big emotions.
And that is so important too, George.
and they're valued.
And
yes.
they're valued and they're
Yes.
beautiful.
They are valued,
Yes.
and they are worthy of being heard and put out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And no matter what anybody says, and we were the same.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody says or thinks about our podcast, we love it. We think
Yeah.
it's great.
Yes.
It's going to do wonderful things.
We're
It's gonna-
having
Yes.
fun, and
Yes,
that's the
that's
main
right.
thing.
It's going to start conversations
Absolutely.
where conversations were always forbidden.
Yes.
So that's what we really want
And
to.
it makes people feel normal.
Correct.
We're normalising the taboo. We're
Yeah.
normalising the woo-woo. We're
Yeah.
normalising just being who we are.
Yeah.
You know?
When I walked into your shop at Canungra, your energy was just amazing, and it was just like, wow, this chick is cool.
You got me on a good day. There's something that walked in and walked out. There's something they haven't even
And for
walked
someone
in.
who said the F word more times than I did, it was like, she's really cool.
Yeah, I know. I said to my children, do I swear too much? They're like, no, Mummy, you need to swear more. I'm like, I don't know if I should.
My mother was like, oh, Bernadette. It's just like, it's
Not the
just
full name.
a word. I know, I got the full word,
Expression
full
of-
name.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just a word.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
That's
so
right.
yeah. But when I walked into your shop, it was almost like a feeling of home.
Oh, I love.
It was a really beautiful energy.
I got definitely a feeling of safety and like acceptance, which was so beautiful to be able to walk into a shop where all of my favorite things are and to feel that was amazing.
Yeah, I love. Yeah.
So I guess what I'm getting on there is that, again, energy is everywhere.
Yes.
So when you walk into a shop, I know my sister's the same. She'll go to walk into a shop and she'll get a feel, and it'll be like, I can't go in there. No. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm going to go in. Yeah. Check out what you were feeling, and then I'll come back and tell you what it was. Yeah. But I love, she's the second eldest, and she's very in tune with her emotions as well, and that intuition. And I find nurses are very intuitive.
Oh, she's a nurse. I love.
Both the eldest are nurses, and they're highly intuitive. Very, because you think about it, when you're a nurse, you've got to use that intuition for what the patient's not actually saying.
And you're dealing with a lot of different energy every day, a lot of different beds.
Yeah.
And you go from one to the next.
I love that she's using it now to feel into places where it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Using it for herself, not for others.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I would hate to say her age, but she's
it's just a number.
I think she's somewhere near 70. Sorry, sis. But to be 70, it's showing that we are changing. We are moving into a different era of being more in tune with ourselves, our intuition, and allowing that to lead. And places like yours is where people can go and learn a little bit more. And it's sort of like that safe space to go and just dabble the fat and dabble conversation, find out a few things.
Truth, whatever it is, fuck it. Who cares? Just speak it. Speak it wherever it comes from. Yeah. We come from a place where, as you said, we were taught not to speak, or we were in relationships that we weren't allowed to speak, or we conditioned ourselves, from a place of safety to not speak. So many examples of not speaking our truth. Or we live in a family unit where they all lie. Yeah. It's learned behaviour. But speaking your truth. And what's your truth? Like your truth, you get vulnerable, you get raw.
But I also come back to, it's your truth. Yes. And that is perfectly fine. I'm not going to deny you your truth, and no one should deny your truth. Yeah.
But honestly, fantastic topic.
Fucking awesome.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. Because these are things that are taboo subjects, and I love that it came out.
Yeah, truth. We were talking about
Ed.
Truth. Yes, that's right.
And people can do whatever they want with it, but if it triggers you,
I love that's the work your teacher. Is done. That's the lesson. That's your homework.
Yeah. I'm a big believer that if it triggers you, it's your teacher. It's not someone else's fault. No. It's your learning.
And judgment is only for self.
Yes. No, I don't even judge self. No, judgment goes now. Judgment has been out, and discernment has come in. So I discern now, and I choose whether it's something for me or whether I just let it go by. Everything is just information.
Beautiful.
Everything. And if you choose to take it on, then you've got a lesson to learn. Exactly. If you don't choose to take it on, just let it pass you by, and you don't need it.
I'm using that. That's my homework for the week. Because I always say judgment is only for self, because I don't judge anyone. But
we judge ourselves the hardest. We're our hardest critics.
That's me homework, Bernie. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I think that's like one of the big key things that we really want to convey with this podcast and the program and everything that we do, is that we're not gurus, we're not experts.
No. Oh God, no.
But these are the things that we've learned and we've been able to take on, and we want to give that to you. But if it doesn't resonate, don't take it.
It's all perfect.
Just leave it.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I think conversation.
Discernment's the big thing. That if it feels right for you, great.
Yes.
Get whatever you get. Milk it for everything it is. If it doesn't feel right for you, just pass it by. You don't need to comment. You don't need to do anything about it. Just let it pass you by. Yeah. And if that's one rule of thumb that you take away, that's the best rule of thumb, because then you don't get caught up in all this shit you don't need to be in.
That's it. That's right. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you so much for your time today, Chantelle. It was a really enlightening conversation.
I love. Good.
And
Thank
you're an
you.
awesome person,
You're
so
a
you
fucking
keep
awesome
shining,
being. Both
hey?
of you. Thank you.
And stay in contact because we're going to do the
Absolutely.
whole big get-togethers once a month.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
Beautiful.
we'd love to have you come along with us.
Oh, fucking love. I'm there.
Yay! Awesome.
Done. Accepted.
All right. Thank you so
Beautiful.
much.
Blessings.
Thank you for joining us on the couch today. We see you, we hear you, and we love you. Until next time, beautiful people.